So when I eat breakfast, I'm going to do a really short video, and studying body language is one thing, and studying the cues you can do in your own body language to get somebody to feel more comfortable with the conversation. This has spurred on more and more interest about human behavior, and there's something called pheromones, and it is a very odd bunch of myths surrounding that, and a big market for people spraying themselves with these things in an attempt to be more attractive. However, watch people who shake hands. Excuse me, that was a mouthful. Watch people who shake hands. About 10 seconds later, they're going to smell their hand. They're not even aware, it's not a conscious thing. Studies have been done on can we smell fear? They've done the study of people in a gym, all sweaty. And some t-shirts were given to subjects to smell. And you said, oh yeah, it stinks, right? And they're observing the brain, like brain scans, while they're doing things like this. People who went on like a skydive, even professionals, can still get that fear response with skydiving. So what they do is the adrenaline buzz, and they sweat. Subjects were given the clothing of those people that went on skydive, and the areas of the brain responsible for fear lit up. Why is this? This is because there's adrenaline and other things comes through the sweat. Our sense, our smells influencing other people all the time. Because when you smell bad, like bad BO, body odor, that's generally bacteria breaking down stuff in your sweat. When it feeds on this, it produces a waste product. That's what we can smell. This is why if you put your footwear, your gym footwear, in a freezer, if they stink a bit rancid, take them out of the freezer, they're fresh, let them dry out, because the freezing process kills the bacteria. Got a bit of nut stuck in my turf there. Right, and there's all kinds of things that somebody came at, I can't remember exactly who it was, they came up with the word for pheromone for a number of different reasons. I need to re-update myself on that. And all it means, all the word really means, very loosely, is a sense, a smell we don't register necessarily consciously, and can be hidden among other smells as well, that we do register consciously, that influences how we feel, and maybe a bit of behavior here and there because we're responding to how we feel. And people always say, oh, the pheromones is not a thing, we're evolved past that now. We're far more primitive than we like to convince ourselves. There's a massive passover from our earliest origins that still exist today. Fight or flight, emotional response, freeze, fight or flight, actually. Before we're emotional, before we're critical thinking. That really helped us in our evolution. But today, psychologists will tell you like 80 to 95% of fear is unfounded. Of course, there's going to be life situations, and depending on where you live, and is it a really rough area, are you in danger, so on, that can be founded, right? I mean, if fear was founded, was a reality thing, people wouldn't go on joyrides to get a buzz out, the adrenaline buzz. They wouldn't go on a roller coasters. They wouldn't go skydiving. They wouldn't be a thrill seeker. Critical thinking, very important. Kick in and calm us down. But the fight or flight, freeze, fight or flight, very important for survival, because, you know, in our earliest origins is, I don't know, did we exist? Probably, yeah, because saber-toothed tiger would have been like a mammal. So I think we existed during that time. The cartoon Ice Age has it all mixed up. They've got dinosaurs and humans at the same time. It's absolutely ridiculous. But if you're coming out of the cave, first thing in the morning, out your dwelling, a saber-toothed tiger walking by, you're not going to go, oh, tiger's up early this morning. Look at that lovely fur coat. It's approaching, it's getting closer. I'm going to go pet him. No, what you're going to do is hide, because it may be looking for food. Or perhaps, you know, flight. Maybe fight in terms of bow and arrow, maybe. Now you got your prey. You skin it for a fur coat, maybe. Or freeze. Freeze, fight, or flight. You might freeze. People have fearful enough to have a freeze response, which might sweat in the fear as well, and we can smell the fear in the sweat, not consciously, but it's the adrenaline and the endorphins and all the above that's sort of coming through the sweat. But the freeze thing is very useful, I think, because, you know, you got prey. If you prey to an animal and you freeze, particularly like small animals, and tigers, or saber-toothed tiger, maybe back in the day, millions of years ago. Yeah, oh, it looks like it's dead. You play dead. Some animals play dead. Maybe it was poisoned. I better not touch it. Which is why predators enjoy the chase, right? All of this, you know, evolution has equaled different behaviors here and there that we're not that conscious of. We're not taught to be conscious of, but we can have mental training, I think, to not have these smells consciously, but all these different things, micro gestures as well, is more important than actual obvious body language gestures. But that can be very nuanced and easy to miss. Our nature, our default nature, is very lacking in our conscious awareness, I think, and until it matters. And when it really matters, it's kind of too late. Like the Conservative Party of the UK, how you get to be so corrupt and self-interested in the favour of just the political party, not the greater good of the country. There's no passion really there about running a country, only passion about feeding their own pockets and their own subculture. But tribalism had to be a thing. Oxytocin or Oxycontin, I think is the natural chemical. Or was it Oxycontin? It's Oxycontin and oxytocin. One of them synthetic, very close to the more natural one. Which one it is, I'm not sure. And this is more like a tribe pheromone, in quotes. Given the word pheromone, not for people hear the word pheromone and because they're not so educated on what's going on with it, where it came from, and they think, oh, that's the myth and nonsense about smells that attract people, sexual attraction. No, that's not. I mean, there's that. There's a possibility for smells in our sweat that do that as well. Body odors and so on. But it's the trust, called the trust pheromone, this oxytocin, oxycontin. But if you're a member of a group to start with, and you feel relaxed and welcomed and you love a group, you're going to produce more of this. If you're brand new to a group, but you have a high level of this, the group may actually push you out. So rather than the trust pheromone, it's like a tribe pheromone. Kind of weird. It's very nuanced. But studies have been done on a synthetic version of this in a spray. And this is fascinating. And people have gone to, the study was a person going to a public bar where you socialise, a bit like UK public bars. I think it may have been done in the UK, I'm not sure. I need to relook at some of this information. And they showed themselves with oxytocin or oxycontin, whichever it was. Basically, I did a lot of spraying of this. And they went to a bar they'd never been into before. And it kind of felt like they were ignored. And yet, the same spray, going to a bar where they know the people, they got to know them first, it seemed very amicable around them. More so than they usually find people. And there's no information presented to the people about the experiment that's going on. So they didn't know. We come into the group, come into the bar, and instantly it was like, how you been? How are you? Very welcoming. Versus the same experiment but done with a new group that you didn't necessarily know, but the same spray. Being kind of ignored, people are being socially polite, but really didn't interact that much at all. And, very lacking, it was recorded lacking in eye contact. It was just a person coming and going. Nobody really started the conversation. They had to start the conversation. And there's different extremes depending on how much they sprayed themselves with. Of course, it wouldn't go down. I'm sure there would be a limit. And that's in trust. You feel like the person's trustworthy enough to interact with. That's different to the nonsense out there with sexual attraction. That's fascinating stuff. And it's got me thinking more and more about human behavior, my own behavior, the self-analysis of myself, as well as other people, in a good way. I don't want people to think this is kind of to be creepy and stalkery. It's really about learning more about human nature so you can learn more about yourself and helping other people learn more about them and getting more ability to be social in positive ways. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Take care. I look forward to doing another video soon. Hopefully more of this kind of stuff. On the other channel there is a video coming on nootropics. So point the right way. this little note here if you want to read that. This nootropics thing I've been researching. There's some fascinating stuff in that for the mental awareness. So peace out. I'll take care, and yeah, have a good day. Right, stop button. Cheers. Bye.